Tonight we're doing something that is where I learned most of my pest control from. It's an after-hour clean out. What we mean by that is we go into a facility, we do a mass trapping. There's 5 of us out, and we're basically going to be installing hundreds of traps to clean out the location because it's been having issues for so long. Follow me with my team. We're going to be using mechanical traps in proper places, shaded areas. We're going to be using extreme amount of baiting, so knocking down the pressure from outside. Internally, we're going to be using tracking powder, which is pretty rare, but it's going to be trackable, where we can actually install pipes, put the tracking powder in there so it's removable, and control the rodents, because we have quite a bit of trap shy mice activity inside. So follow me, check this out. Baiting internally is one of the most important things in pest control. A lot of people are not using snap traps. What we do is we flood the place with snap traps to make sure all the areas where the mice are active. If you have a capture now, we use a bait with different types of ingredients in it to attract them, but mice being about 90% blind, they're usually darting it pretty quick across the wall, underneath items, usually cornering themselves. So if you have a proper bait that's going to attract them or capture them on the proper spots when they're jumping over the snap traps, you'll just get a better success rate when you have a mass trap set in place. So you'll see inside. Cool. To protect ourselves, we always put on a respirator to make sure we're not inhaling anything, because a lot of times what pest professionals don't do is basically bring their heads further down to see where the activity is. So when we do that, our faces sometimes come close to droppings or conditions that's best to protect yourself. So here we go, using my respirator that's just been cleaned, and gonna get the party started. I create a first line of defense so we can actually catch them wherever they are. These are called the tin cats. One of the episodes we actually went over what tin cat was, but we love it in a commercial space because it captures the activity real quick and it's very discreet. So follow us inside and see what these look like. At a lot of food facilities, we use exterior bait station, which is a tier 1 device, and this tray will have bait on it. So what happens is rodents end up making their way in. Of course, as you can see, it'll have a room for a trap, so we'll have a live trap there, as well as baiting on the side to help protect the area as a first line of defense. With that said, there's a weighted block there too to hold it down. Now, when a device is installed, it's fully locked and placed against the area. Now, also, we look at this as a monitoring tool, so everywhere around the facility, across the common wall as well. Here we have the fencing right behind us. We'll know exactly which device is getting activity, and we'll adjust our devices accordingly to basically do a knockdown of a population of rodents, mice or rats within these walls or against the body of the restaurant. We're installing 20 devices just on the exterior to help protect this building and basically keep the pressures down. A lot of times we have the garbage area, which attracts the rodents of the neighboring facilities into this area. So when we install it in the compactor area, a lot of times we'll actually find the rodents in there. So Phantom Pest Solutions, what we do is we clean them up, so that way we'll see how much consumption we have, we'll report on it accordingly, and also take pride in knowing that our devices have been serviced accordingly. So we're going to be using the blocks on the outside, and as you can see, it's a waxed block. It's called a Diatract bait. It basically, once it's consumed, the rodents will have their calcium reduced through their body, and we'll also be able to see nibbling. So when our technicians visit the location, we'll be able to see how much of the block's been consumed, or even if it's just a tiny bit of bites, we'll see the nibble marks on there. Upon every service, we change the bait. If the bait has nibblings or activity on it, we basically reduce it that way. I should say, when we have activity, we increase the device baiting up to what the device actually allows us and what's on the labels. So follow us, we're going to show you some active areas. Okay, to the people that are dealing with mice, one of the main things you got to do is make sure you wear gloves. I'm double gloving because I'm just about to take a, well, basically we're doing a clean out. So for rodents, we're doing a clean out at a kitchen. It is basically 12 at nighttime, and here we are doing a clean out. Group of 6 of us, basically going to town here, doing mass trapping, second pair of eyes, so making sure our customer knows exactly that they're being taken care of by us going around. So the way this building is operating, it's a 3-stack building. We have the basement floor for storage. We have the main floor, which is a pub, liquor store, and a beautiful area. They have amazing food. And upstairs is their private room as well as the office. So we're gonna be doing a mass trapping from the foundation up at Phantom Pest Control. We don't miss a single inch of your location. So when we start doing services, we go inch by inch. And that's why I have 6 of our staff on board tonight after hours to make sure that this food facility is taken care of without their branding or reputation being on the line, without anyone knowing that we're doing a mass clean out in pest control. And we're gonna deliver. We're gonna have our devices do the work for us. So follow me, I'll show you what's happening. So first things first, at any entry point, there should be a trap. So here I have a snap trap, mechanical trap, because it's a low traffic area, as well as any of these shelving. So you'll see snap traps throughout. So one by each side of the door. That will show us the travel of the direction that the mice is traveling throughout the facility. We'll be looking at garbage areas, making sure that there's no food, as well as any of the entry points. So you can see that we have snap traps throughout all the shelvings. And as you turn around, I'm gonna show you some fun stuff here. Shaded areas, places where no one is visiting, is huge. So here, obviously we don't have anybody coming down here, and you can see we have our snap traps all the way throughout, especially at the bottom there where there's a active opening. Moving forward, we're gonna be going into these areas as well. We have our exterior bait stations placed on the inside, and the strategy behind that is making sure that devices don't move around. So we have an exterior device that holds more bait. We have it in combination, and it's also almost works like a nesting area. We call it a first line of defense because they are just like a drive-through restaurant where rodents go inside of it. They wait there, eat the food they need, they take off. And of course, we have snap traps to capture them for when they're drunk off the bait. Lots of shaded areas, lots of harborage, a lot of equipment is being stored here. As we go throughout, we can see the shelving is having a lot of droppings. So we install traps in all the shaded areas. So having a good flashlight is important. Filing cabinets, this is notorious. So here you can see what we do at Phantom. You have basically close to 500-600 traps just in this location. And as you can see throughout all the walls, because the mice are 90% blind, we have our devices all the way lined up. So if the first trap doesn't catch it, the second trap will. All right. And you can see again, the strategy here is all by the doors. You have snap traps. So anywhere a mouse comes out of this area will be triggered and captured. So it's huge. What sets us apart from other pest control companies or the traditional pest control versus pest solution is that mass trapping is one of the main ingredients when it comes to integrated pest management. That's why at Phantom Pest Solutions, we do a proper mass trapping. That means 4 to 6 boxes of snap traps are deployed throughout the area to help to make sure that we knock down the activity right away. Fun fact, restaurants that have rodent activity can actually build up a huge population of mice. So within 1 year, once a pregnant mouse enters a facility, they can populate up to a few hundred, if not thousands, within a few years. So the activity's been going on for some time in this building. That's why we're gonna come back in basically a few hours to see how much activity we've captured, as well as coming back on regular visits to make sure we can find out the pressure points. So follow me. Again, all the way throughout, you can see we got devices as soon as you enter. Is that still recording? We're good? Okay, so got devices all the way throughout, snap traps, bait stations. And one of the things we do at Phantom Pest Control is if you have a competitor that's not been doing a good job and you're getting rid of your old pest control company, we'll actually collect their devices. And this is put aside for them to remove their devices. Unfortunately, for this location, their devices have been here on site and they haven't been serviced since 2022. So they've been coming here, checking a few traps here, and they're new technicians, but because it's such a huge facility, they haven't been doing a fine job at doing services. So they are getting out of here and we are collecting their devices. That's what that is. They did a good job at installing devices. So what I'm saying is I'm so proud of my team because they actually mass trapped this place. So when I started Phantom Pest Solution, one of my main goals was solving people's issues. And one thing that I was seeing that wasn't getting done in pest management was that technicians would go in, put a couple of traps here and there, tell the client, hey, sign here and we're done. Give them some recommendations to follow. Now, one thing I take pride in, it's basically 12:30. I can assure you that I can go to bed tonight at peace, without shame, knowing that we've done the right thing. We're here at this restaurant, removing about 20-30 traps. In return, we've put 500 to 600 traps down. I was just telling the man behind the camera how proud I am of my team because they understand that in pest management, they have to mass trap. So first things first, sanitation, exclusion work, mass trapping, and finally doing that preventative services, which most pest control companies do. But we're doing all these steps all at once tonight on our initial service. If you have any questions or have any issues and your current provider can't solve the pest control problem, reach us at Phantom Pest Solution and we'll solve it for you. Just one on my sleeve, dude. Yup, that's a mouse tail.